All right, girl, you are halfway through the 6-day Breck Epic 2023. Today was stage 3, the Queen stage. What were the stats today?
Well, first of all, it feels like I've been here for 2 weeks, like doing this for 2 weeks, and it was only day 3. And yeah, at the beginning of the stage, they said, "Oh, it's a Queen stage, and you go over the continental divide twice, which is 12,000 feet of
Elevation.
altitude, high up." And it was a monster stage. So the theme of today's stage was climbing, 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 and rocks and more rocks and just absolutely nasty rocks. It's just I have never experienced such a terrain, like the difficult terrain that they have here, which it's like sometimes you don't see a trail, it's just a bunch of piles of rocks that you ride over, and when you climb up and it gets so steep that it would be so difficult to climb even if it would be like a super smooth pavement, and you have rocks on rocks and craters. It's like, you're trying to navigate through that, and then you just almost fall off the bike, so you quickly unclip and walk. And today I did the most walking and pushing my bike in any ride I've ever done before, but everybody else were doing it too, like at least where I was. And it's just like you look up this monster mountain and you see those ants people, like going those trails, walking, somebody was carrying the bike on the back, and it's like, what the hell is this? And then you get to the top and you do the descent, and there was one descent, like the major descent from the second time around. We went to the 12K climb, and it was the hardest, the most horrendous descent I've ever done. Imagine there was just a stairs of rocks, like huge rocks, sharp rocks, like craters, and you're just going down there, and you would need like a proper enduro bike or downhill bike to be able to do that. It was just absolutely crazy, and it was so long, and you just finished climbing, you're so tired, and now just imagine that you do a wall sit for 20 minutes and just kind of keep somebody like piling on you, like catching stuff, and absolutely horrendous.
How many miles was today?
40.
And how long did it take you?
It was a long day again. The official time was 41, something like that.
And what place were you today?
I don't know, 17th. It's just like I stopped like worrying about the placing. It was just, I just need to somehow get it done, and that was my mission. And looking at the profile, and you see those big monsters, and sure, they are like tremendous hills, but then at the end there are a few wrinkles. It looks like flat, and I still have to get off the bike and push it because it was so steep and so rough and so unrideable. So it's just, and of course it's adding as you're getting more tired and fatigue, and it's very humbling experience for sure.
Did you have a favorite part today?
Favorite part? I think the views from the first time going up to the highest point, it was just amazing, and there were people cheering and giving candies. So I got some candies, and there were some cute dogs. So I took a few pictures there because at this point it's like I don't need to be rushing this moment. I can just I've been walking, so why not just stop for 5 more seconds and take a few pictures. And then the descent after it was actually nice because it was more like almost like a field because there are no trees, it's so high, but the bushes creates like space sometimes that it's like you cannot even fit through that. It keeps rushing and you don't know what's gonna be the next. Oh, and then it was one it just gets so steep down. It was like basically jumping off the house, and I was like, whoa, and just basically get off the bike, kind of skittish through, and then I see this guy like woohoo, and there we went, and I was like, what the hell? And then I saw him several times, and he was actually on the single speed, which is absolutely mind blowing. There are people doing it with 1 gear. I have 12 gears, and I wish I have 50 gears. Also what I was thinking today, that when they started the Breck Epic, they didn't have the gears like we have now. didn't exist. My gearing, my front chainring is 34, which was probably a mistake. I should have brought 32, and the rear cassette it's 52. So 34, 52. Like at home, you only use it when you need to go over some really nasty obstacles, to get that leverage. Otherwise, you don't use it at all. And here I'm on it, and I wish I have something easier, and then I have to still stop and walk. So it's a whole another ball game, whole another experience. Kudos to everybody who can actually race this event.
How was your feeling today?
Same. Yeah. Same.
Plus candies.
Plus candies, yeah. And
how's your fatigue level?
Pretty high, yeah. Just try to manage it, but the good thing is that today I didn't have much issue with my back and with my hand. So
I see you have it taped.
Yep.
Very pretty. But that worked for your wrist?
Yeah, I could still feel some discomfort, but it was not like getting into that like stuck cramp. So that was all good.
And no flat tires or mechanicals?
No, but I gifted a CO2 to somebody, so I was glad that I was able to pay back and do that. The guy was in the same boat as I was yesterday. He said, "Oh, it's my third flat." I was like, "Yeah, I know how it feels." And I asked him what he needs, and he said maybe another CO2. So I just gave him another big 25-gram CO2, so he can use it a few times. So that was good.
All right, 3 more days.
Yeah, and they said that tomorrow is supposed to be easier, and I just look at the profile, and it's freaking like somebody's nightmare, somebody's heart attack profile look like. So yeah.
And then time trial, and then the last stage.
Yeah, the time trial, everybody like today was absolutely horrendous, the climbing, and all the locals and everybody who'd done this event before said that the time trial goes up to the Wheeler Pass, which is the most nasty mountain here that you can imagine, that nobody rides it. And you can be some people can be walking a mile.
Fun.
Yeah.